Alright, as promised, we're going to cover the rest of the last video in this video. So, yeah. Anyhow, we were talking about ship types. Let me see. No, that's not where I want to go. I want to leave. Gonna go take a look at some of my ships and see if maybe I can show you. I don't think I have a very good split of ship types on this character, though. For that matter, I don't think I have a good split of ship types on any of my characters. Right, so we're gonna go down to the Sol system. Or Sol system. Poo-poo! Gonna go look at the ship. I can't remember, did I mention where this ship is from in my last video? Well, if not, I'll just mention it again. This is part of a Steam bundle that can be bought through Steam. Obviously, that's why it's called a Steam bundle. That's where you get the ship. You can't get the ship in game if you don't buy the Steam bundle. So it's one of two ships like that I'm aware of. It's one of two Steam ships, and the bundle comes with both. They both look like this one, but one of them is a low-level version. This is the level 50 version, and it's upgradable. It's got ship mastery. But actually, it just occurred to me, it wouldn't matter what character I was on. Any character can look at all the ships. I don't have to look at my manage tabs. I can just go to acquire new ships, and it will give you a brief description of the ship stats in that window, which is fine. Where am I? I'm in the Tenebia sector. Tenebia. Not to be confused with the Sierra sector, which is right there. We want to go to the Vulcan sector, which is where you find Earth. Interesting. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do. There you go. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. You're supposed to load fast on that game. Come on. Come on. Come on, game. Don't leave me hanging. Come on, we got stuff to do. Hey, look, a little ship over there. What is that little Miranda class? What is that little Miranda class? That's probably my favorite class of ship right there. I wish they had an upgraded version of the Miranda class that you could fly later on. They might, and maybe I just don't know about it. The hell is that? I've seen that ship somewhere. What the hell is that? Okay, we're going to pause for a moment while I look at this ship. What is it? This is a Science Spearhead Tier 6. That's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I don't know what all the different options for that ship is, but it's kind of cool. What's this guy? I'm all about the ships. Kelvin Timeline Dreadnought Cruiser T6. And if I'm not mistaken, Kelvin Timeline is the crappy J.J. Abrams movie one. I say crappy because his movies are in fact crappy, and if you like them, I'm sorry that you have shit taste. Feel free to fire back because I love it when people fire back. And if you don't fire back, well, that's just boring. Boring poo-poo. Look at little Federation cruiser. Look at all the ships. Yay, Federation cruiser, yay. Alright, docking. Dock at station. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to run down to the Starship section, and we're going to look at acquiring a new vessel, which I actually can do because before I started doing the videos on this character, I had actually gained a level, and at that level, I gained a new ship requisition thing. Ooh, that's some cool looking armor. Reputation armor, obviously. When you acquire the full ground set of most reputations, you also unlock the options to use them for your outfit in the tailor. Okay, so here's how you manage your ships. You just go talk to manage ships, and here's a list of all the ships I currently have. This is no wait. These are the ships that I have in dry dock. I've got a support cruiser. I've got my light cruiser. Oh, I miss you. And my heavy escort. Most of my ships are, in fact, escort ships. Actually, all of my ships appear to be escort ships. Okay, here's the low level blockade runner. Here's the one I'm in, the upgraded version, and here's a low level one. The question is, why does that one look so cool? It's using a different texture, I think. That's one of the things that you can. Oh yeah, customizing your ship. I haven't talked about that yet, so we'll talk about that next. This is the Excelsior class retrofit. You can upgrade it, but I need to buy a token. Upgrading it will enable you to use the mastery ability, which is this stuff here, the stuff that gives it little bonuses. I'm half done. Yeah. Then there's this guy, the Scharnhorst. What the fuck does that mean? I have no idea. This was one of the ships that you got from the summer festival. It's the Rizian Corvette. It says it right there. And this one has a free upgrade. So hey, you know what? This ship does not require a requisition to upgrade. Well, you know what? Upgrading it. Oh, whoops. Free upgrade. Complete free upgrade. This ship does. Oh, okay. Cost. This ship does not have a cost upgrade. That's a coat. And I was like, what? This ship does not have a coat to upgrade? I'm sorry. I'll swing by the tailors. First chance I get. So, yeah. See, this is what happens when you upgrade. When you upgrade the Rizian Corvette, it becomes a Rizian Corvette Tier 5 / upgrade, or dash upgrade. Meaning that it's an upgraded Tier 5. It's not a normal Tier 5. It's not as good as a standard Tier 5, but it can be upgraded into Tier 5. So it's kind of like a Tier 5.5, or a Diet Tier 5, if you will. It gets an extra engineering slot. It doesn't get any, or a console slot, I should say. Engineering console slot. Science stays the same. Tactical stays the same. And it unlocks Mastery. Woo! So let's complete that. There you go. It's now upgraded. It didn't have a cost, so there's no point in not doing it. Here's the Ikazuchi. These are escorts. This is a tactical escort. And this is the pomegranate. I named this for Chi. So whenever I fly the ship, I think of Chi. And all the lovely pomegranates. That I never actually send her in the mail. I just tell her I'm going to, and she freaks out. But I don't actually have that many pomegranates. Thank God. Okay, I'm going to make this my ready starship, and we're going to go over to the customized starship option place, which is this guy over here. Customize ship. This only refers to your current ship, the one that you have equipped. And the first time you customize it is free. Other than that, it costs money. So you can customize your shuttle and your starship. Let's customize the starship. I'm not actually going to go through it now. Click the advanced button and you get more options. Okay. This is what it looks like currently. The template, it's a Defiant, Gallant, Vigilant, San Paulo, Valiant. What the hell does that mean? It's referring to these parts over here. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Okay, there's the Gallant. That's what the Gallant looks like. That's okay. See, let's close advanced. Let's go back to basic. Okay, this is basically the ship model that you're going to use. The Valiant looks like that. Okay, but you see, it costs. Look down here; it'll tell you how much it's going to cost. Like this one costs zenny. This is real money. This is stuff that you have to buy with real money. Sao Paulo. I don't have to pay for this one because there was a promotion where you got this for free. So I got this one for free. I can make it look like the Sao Paulo. Yay! I can make it look like the Vigilant, which is like, I don't know why it makes me think of a horseshoe crab. Same with the Gallant. The Gallant more so because these kind of remind me of antenna. And here's a reset button because you can just drag around and look at it. Woo! Oh my god, I've just spun this thing around. It's going to be puking everywhere. And then there's the gallons. Reset it. Now go back to advanced. Now, you can also do stuff like this. You can change the interior type. You can change the window type. Where are the windows? Okay. Windows are right around there. Check this out. There are different types of windows. And you get a little preview when you mouse over them. But I like type 1. And you can change the material type. I'm currently using material type 3. And then there's the upgrade type. And that does not mean upgrade. That's the name of the type. There's type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and type upgrade. Check that one out. It looks pretty cool. Depending on the material type that you use, it can be more or less difficult to see the pattern. And that's where these colors come in. See, I've got colors picked. Let's go to type 1. Wait, type 3 is not so bad. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Let's change the colors, see if we can see them. Oh, okay. Style, forgot to cover this one. Style refers to that body part. So in this case, the hull, which is like the main body here. And style refers to the templates over here. Like this is what the Defiant body looks like. That's what the Gallant body looks like. There's the Gallant refit. There's the Valiant. Again, it has a cost. This one, if it has a little thing there, it has a cost. If it has a green check mark through it, you already have it unlocked, so you don't have to worry about paying the cost. Okay, so if it has a number, you have to pay. Green check mark, it's okay. Yeah, right. Okay, cool. So yeah, these are the different body types I can give it. That's the Defiant. Let's give it the San Paulo. See, or I can give it the Vigilant refit, or the Vigilant. See, the Vigilant refit is stretched out more. Gallant refit's a little more high-techy looking. See? And you can mix and match all these options. Like I said, the first time is free. And the second time is not free. I haven't actually changed any of my ships because I don't think I did change any of my ships when I did this character first. This is to apply the changes, or you can cancel the changes. And here's the option to 3D print the ship, which probably doesn't do you any good unless you have a 3D printer, but it might just print out a file containing the 3D model of the ship for a 3D printer to use. So I don't know if you need a 3D printer to use this or not. It might just give you the file that you could then send to someone with a 3D printer and have them 3D print it for you. There are websites out there that will do that for a fee. Some of them are more expensive than others. Yeah, don't really have much more to say on the subject than that. But again, you can completely make your ship look ridiculous. Let's change the saucer section. See, the saucer section is that little nose there, the beak. See, now it's got a little dick nose. All right, now it's using the Kiko refit, and now it's using the Kiko after a night in Blackborough refit, and this is the Kiko getting ready for Blackborough refit, and then there's the Kiko tried to fuck a fence post refit, and then there's this little guy, kind of cute. Pylons refer to, well, this doesn't really have pylons per se, but here, I'll show you. Pylons are usually the thing that connect the warp nacelles to the body. Here's the body, here's the pylon, here's the warp nacelle on the Enterprise. Well, let's see what it looks like on the Defiant. Okay, so it's the little horseshoe crab effect. So it's these little things. Now it looks kind of like a can opener. Now it looks like a horseshoe crab again. Let's go with the can opener look. So if you got a bottle of Pepsi, not Coke, and you need it opened, I'm your man. I'll just pop it right off for you with the power of photons. Boom! And then we got the nacelles. That's these guys right here. So you can change all that stuff around. Now we're going to cancel that because fuck this. Anyhow, we were going to be talking about different types of ships, but we got to go to the acquire ships menu here. Get a new starship in here. They'll tell you what the different starship types are, but okay, this is a light cruiser. Oh, actually, okay, this is everything. All ranks, that's fine. Yeah, whatever. Okay, actually no, let's not do all ranks. Let's do Vice Admiral. Okay, these are the. We're going to compare the escorts because these are the escorts at Vice Admiral rank. Okay, so you got the tactical escort retrofit. Now, here's the thing: base turn rate is 17. Okay, check that out. Shield modifier is 0.9, so it doesn't have 100% shields. It's got 90% shields, and it's clearly got a focus on tactical stations with some engineering and science mixed in, but consoles, tactical, and a little more engineering and science. Basically, it focuses more on hull repairing and turn rate and stuff like that, and damage than it does on shields and sensors. This, like I said, it's a dogfighter. You swoop in, you fire your cannons in the front because they can use cannons. So you swoop in, fire your cannons, swing around, swoop back in again, and basically it's for dogfighting. Whereas if you do cruisers, here's an exploration cruiser with a base turn of 6 compared to 17. These turn slow. But here's the Enterprise. And those are the pylons on the Enterprise. That's what I was talking about. Those are the pylons. Okay. Anyhow, it turns slow, but it has more device slots. It has a clear focus on engineering, survivability. Engineering ships are basically more tanky. Escort or tactical ships. Tactical ships are escorts. Cruisers are engineering. Science vessels are science. Anyhow, the cruisers are more tanky. They're more about like physical survivability. You can boost their power rates, their power levels, power transfer rates. There they go. Power transfer rates, power levels, turn rates, stuff like that. Hull resistances, how much hull they have, that sort of thing. Again, they're more tanky. Their bridge officer focuses on bridge officers of the engineering persuasion with a lesser focus on science and again, tactical. But this one has more sciencey, which is good for shield stuff. What was I going to say? Forgot. And there are different types and stuff. If some of them you have to buy with Zinni. See here, it says price and how much I have. I've got 4. Basically, this is $2.50. This one costs $2.50. I've got 4 cents. I can't buy it. This one does not cost. This one, I can buy it because I have a Vice Admiral requisition token. See, I have 1, and it needs 1. You'll get these as you level up at certain intervals. And here you can see what the various types look like. This is the Galaxy class, the Enterprise D from the Next Generation. There it is. That's the station wagon of Starfleet. This is the Monarch class. Again, it's kind of cool looking. Let's look at it from the top. Actually, no, let's look at the Andromeda version. That's the Andromeda version. I've actually got one of those. Again, this thing turns so slow. And there's a Dreadnought Cruiser, which turns really slow, but it's got the 3rd nacelle. And it's got a special super weapon that it can use. Odyssey Operation Cruiser. This one's kind of sleek, and it's got slightly. Wait, is that an 8 or is that a 6? I can't quite make it out. My eyes are a little blurry right now. But anyways, they've got a lot of hull strength, and they've got a slight shield modifier. Okay, then you go to science vessels. They've got an average turn rate because remember the escorts turn rate 17. Go back to the science vessel. Turn rate 12. Go back to the cruiser. Turn rate 6. This thing does not turn very fast at all. These turn okay. These do turn okay. These things are, like I said, these are fighters. This is kind of, think of cruisers as basically like a battleship. They just slowly move and fire all their weapons. They're really good with beam weapons, beam arrays, because beam arrays have a large firing arc. They can't turn very well, so enemies in the front that come to the side will more. Well, actually, let me say that differently. An enemy coming from the front, enemy over here, is in the front arc, and the front weapons can hit him. But the enemy's going to swoop past you. However, the firing arc on beam weapons are larger, so the front enemy is still in the frontal arc while it's at your side. And because the rear arc starts earlier, it gets into the rear arc sooner, so it has more firepower to bring to bear just by going in a straight line. Enemy goes like this. It's all, you can go pew, pew, and then hit him on the side, pew, pew, and then the rear weapons start hitting him on the side. Then when it moves out of range, or out of the arc of your front weapons, the rear weapons can still hit it, because the rear weapons can fire all the way up to here. All right, all the way around in the back there. That would be easier to do if I actually had like a little mouse trail following me. But enough of cruisers. Again, they have 4 device slots. Science generally has 3 device slots. Escorts generally have 2 or 1. Escorts, they have, the focus is on the front weapons. They have lesser aft weapons, and they got decent hull strength, but 30,000 hull strength for this guy. Let's compare him to a science vessel, which has 27,000 hull strength. So the escort beats the science vessels on hull strength, but the science vessels have the most shield modifier. They have stronger shields than the others. And then you've got the cruisers, which have tons of hull, and their shields they're not as good as the science, but they're slightly better than the escorts. But again, this focuses more on physical survivability, whereas the escort, the focus there is on mostly damage, somewhat physical survivability, slightly science stuff. Whereas it's kind of the other way around with these guys. These guys are survivability physical with a little bit of science stuff and a little bit of damage, but not as much damage. And then science, once again, they focus on science abilities, obviously. They focus on their shield survivability, and then some DPS and a little more on their physical survivability. But they're more maneuverable than the cruisers, but they're not as maneuverable as the escorts. They're a happy medium. So the happy medium for turn rate would be science vessels. If you want, prioritize shields, and it goes science vessel, cruiser, escort, and that's in order from best to worst. Prioritize maneuverability and mobility, and it goes escort, science vessel, cruiser. Again, best to worst. But if you're prioritizing, tankiness, then it goes without a doubt cruiser, science vessel, escort. And for DPS, cruisers and science are about the same, with escorts being the top dog. And that's basically all I really want to say about that. Do I actually have a cruiser outside of my... yeah, I got an advanced heavy cruiser. Okay. It's a heavy cruiser. Let's make this ship ready. Oh, it's got a different... Okay, this is a beam array. Phaser beam array in this case, because it's a phaser. But that's a beam array. 250-degree firing arc. So it's got a huge firing arc, but it also has on the front a dual beam bank. They only have a 90-degree firing arc. So they have the same firing arc as your torpedo. So that's a frontal weapon. Not so good for a cruiser, but I had it, so I equipped it. Then it also has some chronoton mine launchers. It's got aft torpedoes. It's got 4 torpedoes, which aren't that good of a selection, honestly. Do I have anything else I can put in the front? Well, nothing that I want to put in the front. Oh, I guess this will do. I'm going to ready this starship, and we're going to just real quick, like, real quick, like we're going to jump back up into space, and we're just going to spin the ship. We're going to move the ship a little bit so you can get an example of just how slow a engineering ship, or how slow a cruiser is compared to an escort. Okay, we're going at, and this ship doesn't have anything special on it, does it? No, it does have, it has a booster to its console. I mean, it's turn rate. Okay, so it has a turn rate booster. It turns a little bit faster than normal, about a third faster, which isn't all that great, as you can see. It's a very slow turn. The oleander over there would be laughing at me. And at full throttle, it's not very fast, as you can see. But it doesn't need to be fast because it's tanky and it's got, well, here, look at the phaser relay. That's the firing arc. Pretty freaking huge. You can actually hit the rear arc. Same with the rears. The rears can hit the front. All right. And then here's the dual beam bank. Okay. Same as a torpedo. So really this is for when you're approaching them head on. These are for when you're going to be passing them on the side. And these, of course, yeah. So if you want to use a lot of beam arrays, totally fine in a cruiser. But you'll be using up more power too, because remember, every time you fire a beam array, it uses like, how much? 5, 10 power per shot. This one uses 8.7 power when it fires. And it has a 1-second recharge. So you can drain your power really quickly. So it would be a good idea to focus on your attack power. Even so, you're only going to be doing double damage for that very first shot. And then you're going to be doing successively less damage for each successive shot until the power goes back up, which you can change with your power transfer rate stuff. Here's my stats. My power transfer rate is at 110%, so 5.5 per second, which is not enough to offset the 8 point whatever this was. But it's got lots of hull, 39,000, and lots of shields, 5,000 on each side. So get it over here. Resilient shield array. Once again, I seem to favor resilient shields. It used to be I favored covariant shields, but somewhere along the line I made the switch. I don't remember when it happened, but I must have consciously made it since all my ships have resilient shield arrays now. Anyhow, what does this guy have on him for tactical consoles? Okay, this is beam weapon damage. All right, so this will increase the damage of this, 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 and this. It doesn't care if it's a phaser, a disruptor, it doesn't care as long as it's a beam. This is a beam array. This is a beam bank, a dual beam bank, and these are beam arrays. So this will increase the damage of all of them. Oh, I'm getting too close to the atmosphere. I'm going to crash the Excelsior into Earth. Oh no! Oh, look at that! Look at that lens flare. Oh, oh no! Let's get the fuck out of here, man. All right. Turn off full impulse power. And this ship has more device slots, so I can put these shield batteries on. It's got auxiliary batteries. And if I had a weapon battery, I could put that on too. And there are also hybrid batteries. There's like hybrid shield weapons or shield auxiliary weapon engines, that sort of thing. I cannot remember where you get them off the top of my head. I think it's from the dilithium store, maybe. Actually, let's look. Let's look really fast. Dilithium store. Special items. I don't. Oh yeah, here they are. Battery, auxiliary, and shield. So this battery is a shield battery and an auxiliary battery put together. But you gotta buy those with dilithium. So I don't use them very often. I mean, I loot plenty of the normal batteries, but I don't use batteries very often to begin with. It's a bad habit of mine. I tend to save stuff for emergencies, but emergencies don't come up all that often. Or rather, they do come up that often, but the emergencies that normally come up are kind of minor emergencies, and I'm able to get through them normally. It's kind of like mercenaries in EverQuest, how I don't use mercenaries all that often because I want to try to push my limits to do as best as I can without relying on the mercenary to heal or DPS for me. Because when I do it that way, I have a better understanding of my character. I play my character better. And we're just looking at the various ships. And see, the cruiser does not turn very fast. And that's basically what I wanted to tell you in this little episode. I mean, we already covered like ground weapons and stuff like that. And there are different ground devices that you can get. A lot of them are from missions as rewards, as items given to you during the mission. For the mission, like this is a flashlight. It does exactly what you would assume it does. It's a flashlight. This is a trialic pattern enhancer. You get this for the Davidian mission arc. Don't ask me what it's called. I can't remember. But it puts you use this, and it puts a little field down on the ground. And while you're standing in the field, you get damage resistance to all the normal damage types, but you get negative proton resistance, which isn't that big of a deal unless someone's using protonic weapons. Then you'll take more damage from it. You can get tribbles, which will do stuff. Just mouse over them to see what the stuff is. This one gives me bonus to all my damage for, what is that, 10 minutes, 30 minutes? I don't know. 3,600. So that would be what? Let's see, 600 seconds is 10 minutes. 12 minutes maybe? I'm not sure. My brain's not working well enough for me to do math in my head. I can't do mental math right now. Sorry. But anyhow, that should about cover it for this lovely video. Let me go back to space dock, so I can get back in my ship. And of course, the faster you're going, the slower or the wider your turn angle will be. So if you need to turn sharply, you can always just drop your throttle down to about half, then make your turn, and then speed it back up. It doesn't really look as cool when you do it in a cruiser, because cruisers are so fucking slow to begin with. But if you did it in a escort or a science ship, it would be more readily apparent. So yeah, that should do it for this one. Again, if you want DPS, you want an escort. If you want mobility, you want an escort. If you want shields, you want a science ship. And the trade-off, they don't have as much hull strength, but they've got more shield strength. They are still much more maneuverable than a cruiser, but not as maneuverable as a escort. But again, they've got lots of shield strength. They've got a nice. They have a moderate selection, or not select capacity for devices like batteries and stuff, and they've got decent weapon slots. So they compromise a little bit on DPS, but not that much. But what they lack in DPS, they make up for in science abilities, shield strength, and maneuverability. Whereas if you want just sheer tankiness, you take a cruiser, but you're giving up all your maneuverability. But you're going to have a lot of weapon slots. However, you still won't be able to make as much use of all those weapon slots unless you use beam arrays. Alright, so they're... Huh? Who the hell? Oh, someone said hi. Hi. I'm glad it makes that sound, because if it didn't make that sound, I'd never see that stuff. As I was saying, you give up a lot of maneuverability, but you gain a lot of tankiness, and you have a lot of weapon slots. But again, you're restricted on your weapon slots if you want to make the most of your DPS, because you're not going to be getting a lot of front-on attacks. No, thank you. Whoa, that's all cap. I don't want a fleet. If I wanted a fleet, I would be in a fleet. I mean, I guess I could always join our little fake fleet that we made, but but at least they asked, so that's cool. So that person, Primeval Adam, is not a douche knob. Okay. Zenkethi Shield is best vanity shield. I don't know if that's true. I haven't actually seen the Zincapi shield. And if you want to know what the various different outfits look like visually, there is a video on YouTube that you can look it up. I can't remember whose it was, but basically the guy cycles through all the different sets on the same ship, which is that's a big plus, because it doesn't help like the wiki that shows them all, but they're all on different ships, so it doesn't give you a baseline to compare them by. But this guy actually uses the same ship for each video, or not each video, but the same video. He uses the same ship for each shield set, so you can see what it looks like on the same ship. And so if you need to go back to the beginning and just like pause it, go back. Okay, that's what the ship normally looks like. This is what it looks like with the Borg set. Okay, go back. This is what it looks like when it's normal. This is what it looks like if you put on the Terran Defense Force. Blah blah blah. It's like it's really useful. Well, it's not, I mean, it's not entirely useful. I mean, I do it myself, but I can't because I don't actually have all of the different sets. So it's kind of hard for me to put them on the ship to show you what they look like. But like I said, you can look it up on YouTube. There's a video on there. It was about 8 or 9 minutes long. It was, like I said, a pretty good video. He did a full 360 of the ship, so you can see what the ship looks like from all the angles with each set. And that was cool. Other than that, I forgot what I was saying before I got that tell. Oh yeah, I was recapping the different ship types. So DPS and mobility is a escort. Tankiness and tankiness is a cruiser, and a science ship is shield tankiness, and with a decent maneuverability and okay DPS. And that will about cover it for this one. So I will catch you later. Take care, and peace out all.